What is going on, good people? We are back at it again with the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, and I mean always, an instant classic. DJ here, Justin is over there, and Casey is down below, and the faceless wonder, as we call him sometimes. But we want to talk about this Backlash 2023 coming up here Saturday, which is still kind of weird. The Saturday pay-per-views. I still like them. I know Casey hates them, but you know I kind of like them. We're gonna talk a little bit about this new WWE
World
International
Heavyweight
Continental World Championship of the Florida. We're gonna talk about that, and we'll probably wrap it up with the draft as well. But and not the NFL draft, the other draft. But real quick, I promised a friend I would do this, so I will do this. For any of you who like action figures and whatnot. I got Hillbilly Jim. This is not a sponsored ad, but if you want a sponsored spot in the show, feel free. Curtis Axel Angle, he's there.
We can't see Hillbilly Jim.
We can't see Hillbilly Jim. Hold on.
Yard Junker Dog. Hold on. Here go the Hillbilly. He said for the record, this is why I'm throwing this up here. He said that if you want to buy them, just reach out to him. If you want them, reach out to him because these have been in his basement for.
Is that Big Boss Man?
He wants them. Yeah, big boss man. Very small, big boss man. There's plenty of other ones in there. They're like the real like old timey ones. Here go the.
Is that Sar? Wait, no, that's Iron Sheik. No.
Does he have the Red Rooster?
I don't know if he's got the Red Rooster. It might be.
What about like, Doink the Clown?
These don't even bend, so you know they're like old school. But I don't. He doesn't have Doink.
Does he have Dink?
He does have Hornswoggle. That's a joke.
Does he have Pink?
He has this world
Dink, Wink. No, Wink. No, is it Wink? I remember in the Survivor Series match.
There's magazines too. I just don't have them with me, but.
Doink, Dink, Pink, and Stink. I think it was.
Feel the power.
Yeah.
Python power.
What Survivor Series was that? Was that like 90?
95, I think.
Yeah, 95. Yeah, do that.
We'll get down to business here. He's got.
I'll buy it all. $5.
The Hogan. Well, I'm a terrible cameraman here, but the Hogan shirt with the little rips in the back of it. So, anybody who wants to. Just reach out to me on Twitter at ICW_podcast.
I'll buy it all. $5.
Okay.
$5. $3.99. Free.
You never know. You never know. But let's jump into this this show. First things first. Just curious for an update on what you guys been up to. What have you guys been watching lately? Like, have you guys been watching Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Impact? What's the Ring of Honor?
Nope.
See, I've been watching more.
Been watching film of himself.
Yeah, I've been watching more of AEW Weekly. That's the best show of the week in my opinion. And then I also
probably still the best show of the week. I don't watch it every week, but
and I've been watching Impact, which also Trinity or
I saw that. I don't know. I saw that, but I don't know who approved that outfit or that hair design, but.
Yeah, so she's gonna be debuting on Impact this Thursday, so I'm definitely gonna be checking that out. Yeah, and apparently,
the videos they put on social media and everything.
And apparently, Mercedes Moné was backstage at Impact, and then also CM Punk was back there as well. That'd be cool to see Punk go to Impact. Dude, like if they acquired Punk over there, oh my god, dude, that would draw so many eyes over to.
It would,
wrestling.
But it's not going to matter because nobody's going to pour money into Impact. So I don't, unless he just really wants to go. I don't necessarily see the point in him going to Impact. I don't think. I think they could sign John Cena and it wouldn't matter unless somebody actually poured some money into them to actually like. Allow them to give back to the people watching, but
they had The Rock on Impact once before. Did like a little cameo thing for Impact, which was I thought that would never happen before in my life.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But I I feel like I've been watching AEW more than anything. I've been trying to like keep up and see what's been going on. Not as much of an AEW hater as I used to be. But I mean, I don't know. I've been enjoying it for the most part. But there's just, I mean, we talked about this several times. There's just too much on. There's too much on to keep up with anything. And I mean, I don't even know how I'm supposed to keep up with everything that's going on because it's just a lot going on. Like,
I mean, you don't really need to watch the weekly shows for WWE. I mean,
honestly, Justin, I kind of end up binging the shows like in some sort of condensed format later on, like right before the pay-per-views or something. That's usually what ends up happening.
and if you just watch like, okay, so you watch the top 10 like on WWE, you know, the YouTube channel, you watch that for Monday Night Raw, and you know, SmackDown, you know, is a little bit tolerable to watch. You know, it's 2 hours. You know, it's not a 3 hour show, and they actually do a little bit better booking on SmackDown. And then you know, you watch the pay-per-views and watch the video packages. I mean, it basically sums up everything for you. You don't even need to watch Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
You can just watch the pay-per-views and you'll understand what's going on because WWE does amazing with video packages. I gotta give them that. But
Casey, any thoughts on? Have you been just working it out in the training world?
I be watching the highlights on the TikTok. So if it ain't on the TikTok, I don't watch it.
Let's jump into this Backlash preview. Justin, anything we should know before we hop in? Like, why is this match happening?
yeah, there's no reason for this match to be happening. I think Vince goes like, I want to see this match, you know, because he's back in the writing room. You know, he's back in, you know, kind of he's not head of creative, but like he's back, you know, making decisions and stuff, which is terrible. But I digress. You know, yeah, there's no reason for this match here. Like there has been barely any build to this match at all. I mean, they had like one segment with each other, but like this past week on Monday Night Raw, it seemed like they were booking a match towards like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, like having like a title match again. Like it just didn't make any sense. And Seth Rollins, he got drafted to Monday Night Raw, which I was hoping he would go to SmackDown. You know, but I have a feeling that they're going to be having him be the first person to win the World Heavyweight Championship. It seems like to me. And then also they're making Omos a free agent as well. Which I guess a free agent can like float over to like to any show, which is kind of weird.
It is kind of weird.
But yeah, there's really zero build for this match, but I'm, you know, looking at this match right now, I think this could actually be a pretty decent match because I've never really seen a bad Seth Rollins match in my life. Like there's one bad Seth Rollins match that he had with the Fiend in that Hell in a Cell a few years ago. That was a pretty bad match. But other than that, I haven't really seen a bad Seth Rollins match. And then Omos, you know, I'm not the biggest Omos fan, but I'm not an what do people keep calling an Omos phobe or something? No. Like you're like you don't like Omos and stuff. I don't know. The people keep calling it something. But yeah, I'm not the biggest Omos hater. And I think he's gonna stick to his lane, like he knows what he can and can't do. So I think it's gonna be a pretty decent match. But I'm gonna say that Seth Rollins wins. I mean, I don't understand like why would they make him lose here. So give me Rollins to win here.
Alrighty, Casey, what you think?
Yeah, Tyler Black.
Black Tyler.
Okay, we get the return.
That's racist.
Hey.
I think this will be an okay match. I think it'll be better than advertised, and I'm gonna go with Omos. Like I feel like they're trying to build Omos, and then they have him lose, and then it doesn't make sense because you would think they would be trying to build Omos. So
you see, they have him in all these like big matches, but he never wins these big matches. Like
yeah, and I guess I want to keep like saying like, hey, you know, they're gonna finally push Omos for once, maybe. Who knows? But we'll see. What is next? We got U.S. title match, Theory, Bronson Reed, and Lashley. I don't know why I'm blanking on. I think I was thinking of Jonah, probably. It was probably.
I mean, it's the
what
same
got me.
guy. It's the
Yeah.
same guy.
I mean, Austin Theory is gonna retain, even though I think it'll be a pretty good match. But I see Theory retaining. Justin, who you got?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this quite a bit. But so they drafted Austin Theory to SmackDown. So the US title is going to SmackDown. Like I said, they should have waited to do the draft after Backlash. Because I feel like this gives away because they drafted Gunther to Monday Night Raw
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of Imperium. So he's taking the IC title over to Raw. So and I was thinking, okay, maybe Bronson Reed could be winning the title here. But I feel like Bronson Reed and Bobby Lashley are kind of going to cancel each other out in this match. And Theory is just going to end up like picking up the scraps and end up winning like in a cheap, like heelish fashion. So I'm going to say that Austin Theory retains.
And Reed and Lashley have been kind of feuding a little bit, right?
Yeah, because Bobby Lashley, he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal like on the SmackDown before WrestleMania. And he eliminated Bronson Reed. And then they had a match a few weeks ago on Raw, but it ended like in a no contest.
Yeah.
And then we had Austin Theory going up against Bobby Lashley, but then Bronson Reed attacked him, so that match never got underway. And then last week, Bronson Reed and Theory attacked Bobby Lashley. So that's basically what's been going on with this feud. But I got Austin Theory retaining.
All right. Casey, who you got?
My boy Bronson Reed, baby.
There you go.
Right. Next one we got is Bianca Belair versus. Why am I blanking on people's names today?
Io Sky.
Io Sky.
Io Shirai.
I was looking right at her and I'm like, I can't. My brain is not working today. I feel like at some point soon they're gonna take the title off of.
Also, Bianca Belair, she got drafted to SmackDown, and she has the Raw.
Okay.
She has the Raw title.
Well, is
Ripley.
Io on? Is Io on?
Another... Io's on SmackDown as well. The whole Damage Control they went over to SmackDown as well.
Yeah.
What's up, Tino's time?
Tino's?
It's Tino's time all the time.
Tino's have a tip. Anyway, I'm going Belair on this one. Going Belair. Justin, who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Bianca Belair to retain the Raw Women's Championship here. I mean, it goes for good saying because like every time Bianca Belair, had matches like with Bayley last year, it seems like I always wanted to go. I always like went with Bayley, but you bet against Bianca Belair. She's like, LOL, Bianca Belair wins again. She's like the new John Cena. WWE, like she has like the 5 moves of doom. I'm just kidding. She doesn't have all that, but yeah, you can't bet against Bianca Belair here. And I feel like they're going to do like a swapperoo of the titles, which I don't want to see that. Like they did that back in, I believe it was in 2020 or 2021 when they did the draft last time. They swapped the titles, which was stupid.
So I mean, you think they're going to take the Raw title to SmackDown?
No. They're gonna.
Or you think Io's gonna win and take it and keep it on Raw?
No, Io's on SmackDown. Yeah, so they're gonna have Rhea and probably Belair change the titles. Like,
but I thought that's what you said you didn't want it.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all.
So you want the Raw title on SmackDown?
I guess so. I guess that's how it's gonna be.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it don't make any sense. But
all right, Casey, make sense of this. Belair and Io, and what should it do with the titles?
I don't care, and we got too many titles. Just condense them all into one title, and not an ugly one. Thank you.
I feel like they need to do a unification match at some point with the women's titles.
No, because then they're just gonna split them again.
That's true. I mean, it's like WWE can never make up their mind what they want to do.
They sure can't. Next one, another women's title match: Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega, who looks interesting in this.
The only Puerto Rican on the show because they are in Puerto Rico for the first time since 2005. I believe
for the
like
home field advantage here. Rhea's gonna win. Home field advantage doesn't matter. So I'm going with Rhea because why would Zelina win this match as much as I would like to see it? Why would she win this match? Justin, who you got?
Yeah, this is an easy one here. Rhea Ripley is retaining the SmackDown Women's Championship. I mean, they have done nothing to build up Zelina Vega here. She's lost so many matches. Yeah, Zelina Vega's not winning. Even though I like to say win, like I'm a big fan of the, what she's doing with the LWO. But yeah, Rhea Ripley's retaining.
Casey, what you got? You got the LWO or the Rhea WO?
Any man with two hands has a fighting chance. That does not mean that Zelina Vega has a fighting chance because she doesn't, unfortunately.
Okay. I thought she might have a fighting chance, but since she doesn't, we got a 6-man tag match instead of a tag team title match. Riddle, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn going up against the Usos and Solo Sikoa. This seems like an excuse to have the Bloodline win, kind of like try to get back in the good graces and everything, but for some reason, I feel like Riddle, Zayn, and Owens are going to win this match. Don't know why, but I do. So I'm going with it. We're going to switch it up. Casey, who you got?
I wasn't ready. I'm going to go with Samuel Zayn.
Okay. CROH. Justin, who you got?
Okay, so this match can go multiple different ways here.
Technically, it can only go two.
It can go. It can go two different ways here, but there's different scenarios I think can happen here. So I
don't think you understand how a wrestling match works. Either one team wins or the other team wins. So that's two.
This is true. So we can see the Bloodline win here,
or we can see the other team win.
Yeah, that's true. If that team don't win, then I'm picking that team. Like the way it goes in football. So if the Bloodline win here, they get in good graces of, like you said, DJ, get on the good side of Roman Reigns again. But I have a feeling that they're going to be continuing like with that story, how the breakdown of the Bloodline, and it's going to be the cause of the Usos, with them losing every time, and Matt Riddle, just returning and stuff, basically evening out the odds because it was on the last SmackDown. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they were getting beat down, and Matt Riddle came out to even out this kind of feud here because if you guys don't remember, if you guys are watching. Riddle got injured or he got taken out by the Usos a few months ago. I don't remember how.
Uso Penitentiary.
Got taken to the Uso Penitentiary, and then Matt Riddle wants to get his revenge. I feel like
Riddle's revenge.
Exactly. I think that Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Riddle win, but I think Riddle needs to maybe pin one of the Usos, maybe Jey Uso, and like I said, continue that downfall of the Bloodline here. And I thought, maybe the Usos were going to get drafted to Raw, but they ended up being on the same show as Roman Reigns. They ended up going to SmackDown, which this whole draft stuff is stupid, terrible. But yeah.
Oh, all right. Cody Rhodes going up against Brock Lesnar.
Cowboy Brock. That cowboy shit.
Does he even have that little piece of hair he got on top of his head anymore?
He does. He
does.
does.
Okay. I thought he cut it. I feel like Cody's gonna win this match because he gotta, continue to get his momentum back up so he can win the title at SummerSlam. I think it'll be a good match. I don't know what Brock's doing. I don't know why Brock's a heel. It was surprising when he turned, but I don't know why he is. But whatever. I'm good. I'm good with Cody on this one. I'm good with Cody. Justin, who you got?
We see here. So I think the story that they're trying to tell. Okay, so Brock Lesnar, he's going to be a free agent, which of course he can go to either show what he wants. He's Brock Lesnar. He's Cowboy Brock. That cowboy shit.
Brock Boy Cow.
Brock Boy Cow, yeah. And then Cody, he got drafted to Raw, which I thought he would end up getting drafted to the same show as Roman Reigns. To end up continuing that storyline. But I feel like this is kind of like that same storyline that they were doing like back in 2012 with John Cena. When he lost to The Rock, and then he had to start winning matches again. I think this is gonna be a 2-match series between Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. So with that being said, I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar to win here, and because Cody Rhodes, like these past 2 weeks on Raw, he's been getting up the upper hand, and with every time they interacted with each other, he's just been getting the upper hand on Brock Lesnar. So yeah, give me Brock Lesnar to win here. And they'll probably maybe do like a rematch at Night of Champions at in Saudi Arabia later on this month. Because I feel like they're trying to keep Cody Rhodes away from the World Heavyweight Championship. They don't want him win the title. I mean, or maybe they do want him win the title. I don't know, but they need to finish that storyline with they need him finishing the storyline with Roman Reigns. But like, and there's multiple ways, for him to get back to Roman Reigns. Maybe with him, Cody winning the Money in the Bank, in July, maybe them doing that.
Yeah.
Or maybe he gets traded to SmackDown some way. I don't know how they're going to do it, but ultimately, I think Cody's eventually going to take those titles off of Roman Reigns. But yeah, give me Brock to win here.
Okay, Casey, who you got?
Cody Rhodes. I think. I don't know.
You booking WWE?
All right. I hope this isn't the main event, but it's the last one on this list.
They're talking about this being the main event.
Oh, what is this?
Oh yeah, you could put it in I put it in different. That's an extra layout.
So Bad Bunny, Damian Priest. I don't know why you'd bring Bad Bunny back to not win.
Right.
Doesn't make sense to me. But they might do it because they're weird. But I'm gonna go with Bad Bunny on this one, unless Damian Priest wins by some sort of like screwy finish or something.
Well, it's a street fight.
Oh, so there won't be any screwy finish.
I mean, there could be screwy finish. We can have the. I feel like because Rey Mysterio and like Legado del Fantasma or the LWO have been helping out Bad Bunny and stuff, and of course,
why not the LDF? That's just as catchy.
That is catchy. And then they're doing that terrible, remake of Eddie Guerrero's song. Like, I mean, I like that they're trying to do it. It's a terrible remake of the song. And then you got Damian Priest with the Judgment Day. Got him. They got Damian Priest has them in his back pocket. Not literally in his back pocket, but you know what I mean. He got some guys.
In his back pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Both these guys are Puerto Rican, so I mean, this whole arena, they're gonna be split. I feel like.
I thought you said Zelina Vega was the only Puerto Rican.
Actually, well, the only. Oh, hold on.
What?
Yeah, I did say that. Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Justin don't even know his Puerto Ricans.
This is true. That's true. I don't know. I can't tell. But yeah, I got Bad Bunny winning here. I mean, I feel like they're gonna figure out some way to keep Damian Priest looking strong. You know, like I said, have the LWO help out Bad Bunny to win here. So there we go. Casey.
Just kill Bad Bunny off. Just end it. Just we don't need him back anymore. We don't. Just kill him.
Damn.
What
That's
we
harsh.
really need is Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny. That's what we need.
Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Universal Championship. I don't know.
Speaking of the WWE
Of the world.
World Heavyweight Championship, we have a new title on the horizon. A new one. It looks like that. I really have mixed feelings on it. And as I go down the list, reminding myself of what older titles look like just to jog my memory a little bit. I mean, the previous title wasn't that bad. It wasn't. And then you look at like the crazy part is because I think Adam in the chat had told us that the previous like belt designer had died, the one that made the ones from like the 90s, the really good ones, but like in the early 2000s. But my issue is the WWE United Kingdom Championship is a beautiful title. And the thing is, like, I don't even think this title is terrible. I don't think it's ugly. I actually kind of like it, depending on what angle I look at it. But like, that's the issue. I shouldn't have to look at it from a certain angle.
Yeah, when I'm looking at a certain angle, it looks like really dark on television. I'm like, man, I can't even tell what that says. Like, you can't tell. It says World Championship. You can't really tell what it says.
Well, and I know they're going for like brand over title or whatever. Casey knows the wording of that better than I do. But I mean, I know they're going for that whole thing, but I don't understand. Like, why? You're literally the biggest wrestling company in the world. Sorry, AEW. You're literally sorry, New Japan, or whoever else you want to put in that discussion. You're literally the biggest wrestling company in the world. If I don't know anything about any sort of wrestling ever in life, I know WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, I could walk up to a stranger and be like, what's the one thing you know about wrestling? They'll say WWE. So, like, you building the brand based off of the title is silly to me, because people already know who you are. Like, that's what I don't understand. I don't understand this concept of brand over whatever the saying is.
Brand over the wrestling.
I'm sure Casey will say it, and I'll be like, aha, that's what I meant. But I don't get it. I don't get it. But I kind of want to hear it. I mean, so overall, I don't hate the title. I just don't understand why we're changing the design anyway. Like, the title they have is fine.
Maybe because they don't want to bring the big gold or
I mean, if they're like, and I guess my question is, are they officially unifying them as one title? Like, and I know like it's wrestling, so you always feel like you have to have a new title for that, but I don't like. But then at the same time, I'm sitting here thinking, what's wrong with bringing back an old title? What's wrong with bringing back the Winged Eagle title and having it be the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with bringing back Big Gold, for example, and having it be the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? Like, why do we need a brand new title? I mean, I know you want your eras to represent visually differently, but I just don't get it. But that's just me. I kind of want to hear from Casey on this one real quick and see what he thinks.
I hate this title. I hate this design. It's ugly. The gold, it looks like they just crumbled up tinfoil and spray painted it gold. There's a lot of detail, but it's too much and you can't even tell what it is. And then you have the obnoxiously large WWE logo in the center for no reason.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, and like you said, you look back at older titles. You look back at the Winged Eagle. It says World Wrestling Champion. It looks good. It looks like what a championship should look like. You look at the Big Eagle from the late '90s. World champion on it, has the WWE at the top, but it's small, but it's big enough that you can see it. It's not obnoxiously large.
You look at the
Again,
Attitude Era title belt.
looks like a clean, beautiful title.
The
Again,
spinner belt, I'll tell you, one of the greatest titles of all. Oh, sorry.
the previous belt, again, we talked, we dogged on it for years, but at the end of the day, it's not that bad. It really isn't. Again, Big Gold is a classic. Um, the undisputed championship that Brock carried and Taker, and I think Hogan had it for a little bit there. That was a good looking title again, and it looked like it was a clean design. It looked good. This isn't a clean design. This doesn't look good. From a distance, I'm not going to be able to tell this from the Intercontinental title. They're going to look the same. I mean, even not even just you could look at other promotions that have good design belts. Ring of Honor has always had good designed world championships. Look at the NWA World Championship. That is a classic title. You don't have to have the guy who created the old WWF belts to still be alive to be able to make a good designed belt.
Yeah.
I know what Adam meant when he said that, but I don't think that's an excuse.
Yeah.
I think anyone who is a wrestling fan or anyone who designs belts can look and see what looks good and what doesn't. And I personally don't think this looks good at all. I do not like this belt whatsoever.
Yeah. And real quick here for the humor. Shout out to you being here and commenting as well. But he asked, do you think we're so attached to the old titles because they hit a nerve of nostalgia? I think they do hit a nerve of nostalgia, but I think they also, I think we're so attached to them because everything was just better back then. Like, it's not just the fact of it being nostalgic. It's also the fact of everything was just better. I don't even like, so for example, like the replica titles, like the little, like these, the little toy titles or whatever. I don't even like the new design of those that are very like flimsy and weird. But I'm not like thinking like, oh, like as a kid I love this belt because of this reason. It was more so, I mean, it was better quality. Like that's just a better quality fake replica than what they currently
I
have.
got my replica Big Gold back there. Can you see that?
Well, and I don't even think it, like, yes, of course, part of it is nostalgia. I think all of us are nostalgic for the Winged Eagle, the Big Eagle, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. But again, like I was saying before, they're also simple, clean, good-looking designs that are iconic.
That's
like
true.
you could see the Winged Eagle anywhere in the world, and you would immediately know what that belt is. You look
That
at
is not the Wing Eagle, just so you guys know.
No, I just want to put this tall back on.
I was just
like again, the old school Intercontinental title. There, if you go to, you could throw a rock and hit a indie promotion that has their version of their their world title. A lot of them, the base design is the old Intercontinental title.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because it's a good looking belt.
Yeah. Well, and here for the humor, he spitting out here. He was saying, so basically like a kid today will feel about this championship or the previous iteration the same way we feel about the old championships. But I think too, like for those kids, they don't necessarily have a choice. Like they're not gonna see, like they'll see the old titles, but yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like it's nostalgic, the fact that they'll grow up with these titles as opposed to the previous titles. I get what you're saying. But he was saying also they don't need 2 championships whatsoever, and he said whatsoever. It's counterproductive and makes the main championship unimportant. And we've talked about this plenty of times. I think Casey brought it up, Justin brought it up, Adam, when he was around, he brought it up. Like, yeah, absolutely. It doesn't make sense. You can't be. That's why there's not 2 Super Bowls, right? That's why the second place team doesn't become Super Bowl champions, also, because there's one world champion. That's it. Like, there's one team that wrecks the league.
And I figure, and I feel like whoever wins this title belt is basically like, oh, here's a consolation prize. You know, like here's, you know, you can't beat Roman Reigns, but here's a world title for you.
Well,
like,
and I think too, like he's also saying if they go back to 1 champion per division, it will mean more, and I agree with that. But I also think it goes back to booking too. Like, you can book 2 really good world titles, but you can book 1 really good world title. Like, the booking is not good enough to even book 2 world titles. I understand why they want 2, because they have way too big of a roster for their own good anyway.
And they don't even know how to use half of the roster.
But
like, it's terrible.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense to have 2 main titles.
Yeah.
Because 1, it's supposed to be the world championship.
Mm-hmm.
So then which one's the world championship?
Yeah.
But then, okay, if you call one the world championship and you call the other one the undisputed championship or whatever, okay, so that one's undisputed. So the world one isn't undisputed? You see, like the logic falls through. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and here for the humor is also saying with the brand spread, is it even real anymore? I don't think it is. Raw, SmackDown, are not separate. But the issue that I've
when the
always
ratings dip, when the ratings go down, they're like, okay, the brand split's over, and then everyone.
Yeah, they're trying to get that they're trying to get that Tony Khan big announcement out. But I think at the same time, like, the thing about the brand split that I've never truly understood is, they never really made Raw and SmackDown feel like different shows. When the original brand split way back when, like, yes, there were 2 world titles, but at least you had
like cruiserweights on SmackDown.
The cruiserweights, and then you had I think they were doing the cruiserweight and the light heavyweight, but I wouldn't even do it that way. I would do the cruiserweights on one show and the women on another show, and maybe like the women's tag team division on a separate show.
And we talked about that many times before. Like, that's how they should do that. But like, no, WWE doesn't want to listen to us. They're way smarter than us. Don't listen to the fans.
And here for the humor, I mean, I think you're making valid points. And considering you haven't watched wrestling in years and you still see the issues, is kind of it's one of those things where I'm sitting here thinking, like, wow, like how much has wrestling really evolved, and maybe even since you watched. But I find it odd. I've always felt like they should, there would be a perfect time to promote your mid-card titles, right? Put your mid-card titles on one show.
I think the IC title,
another show.
The current IC title looks a lot better than this title, because at least it has a bit of different design. Like, it doesn't look like it's all blopped on. Like it doesn't seem like too much with the IC title.
Yeah. Well, it's also weird too. I mean, I get it's probably visual to a certain degree. You want some change every once in a while.
Like, I can't really tell what's on the sides and stuff up there, like on the main plate. I can't even tell. Well, and I don't like the big W in there. Like, they could just left out the big W, because we already know, this is a world championship, but you can't even tell this is world championship.
Yeah. Well, and I guess my thing is too, like, I feel like My issue is, why do we even need to change titles as much as we do? Why do designs need to change so often? Like, the Lombardi Trophy is iconic because it's the Lombardi Trophy, right? Because somebody won it in 2001, a different team won it in 2003. The same team is vying for the same title in 2023 and beyond and beyond. Not to say that wrestling should be that way, but like, you don't have to change it all the time, and they do it all the time. And sometimes, and I think here for the humor saying they change it for cheap pops, and that's about it. Yeah, and at the same time, like, we got to be realistic about it too. They change it so they can make more money. So like, it's kind of like a player changing his jersey number or something like that. Like, the team is probably like, oh, you can wear 0 now, so you should go change to 0 so everybody can go buy your new jersey.
And it seems like after like every 10 years they're changing titles, because like the last time we had like a new title, well, it was the Universal, but like it wasn't.
Here for the humor is right. It looks like shit.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I mean, back in 2017, I mean, that's when we had a new title, but it was just a different color strap. At least this is like a different, look. It looks, they actually tried to put some effort into it. I gotta give WWE credit for doing that, but still, there's too much here for this title. Way too much.
Yeah. Let's hop into the draft real quick. Justin, I know you got the list. I know you got the list.
I got the list right here. So this is Monday Night Raw here.
Real quick, here for the humor said they should have maintained the big gold as the premier title from here now forever together. Yeah, I agree. I like big gold a lot. I don't necessarily mind them keeping, like, changing the titles, but they do it so much now. It's like, it's almost like a money grab at this point. But anywho, to the draft.
So
it's
on
just,
Monday Night Raw,
just Justin and I now.
Oh, did Casey go? Oh yeah, Casey's gone. Okay, so we got Akira Tozawa, Alpha Academy, which, okay, so they were on Monday Night, or like these past few weeks, they were like, oh, teams could break up, and they were saying what, the teams could have, possibly be broken up, but no teams got broken up, like none at all. That was terrible. And like, when they come out, like, I'd rather have them have matches, and like, say, like, have a SmackDown person face like a Raw person, and whoever wins, gets that draft pick, like how they used to do, like back in like
they didn't do it that way this time.
No, they just have like Triple H or some Hall of Famer come out and like announce that that round. Yep. And I understand they're trying to make it like the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a scripted sport. Like, they could do so much, better booking with it. Like, make it seem more interesting, or like maybe I do some trades, or like do something.
Yeah, I agree. To kind of piggyback on that point, there's several things they could do. Whether it be incorporating it into the matches. Trades would be nice. I don't know. It's almost one of those things where I feel like sometimes they do it so often that there's not but so many new things that you can do with it. Like that's kind of the issue too. Like, the NFL draft is the same thing over and over again, but there's new players all the time. So you kind of look forward to it. Whereas, the WWE draft is kind of just, switching it around a little bit. And, kind of like here for the humor said earlier, like, sometimes people show up on the other brand for whatever reason. So, what does the brand split even mean at that point? But,
and then in a few weeks, they're probably going to make a wild card rule, certain superstars can go over here. And like, it's just going to get all confusing. Like, they're going to end the brand split here in a few months.
I was a little surprised too with there was so many NXT call-ups.
Yeah, so many NXT call-ups.
I don't know if that means there's releases coming soon or something like that. Like, and that's why there were so many NXT call-ups. But like, JD McDonough was one of them that I saw. I think Dexter was Dexter back in NXT too?
No, he
You know,
wasn't
I
back
can't
in
remember.
NXT. He's been on Raw.
Oh, that's right. He's been on Raw, but like it's just like I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily. I don't know. I was kind of surprised just that there was so many NXT call ups because I don't know, NXT ain't necessarily what it used to be, and you just had certain call ups before, like right after Mania or whatever. I don't know. I just don't get it, but.
And I gotta give this to what we got here. So the draft used to be an exciting thing, but don't play in our face like
Yeah,
they're big
like it's
some
a big
switch up.
switch. I mean,
Yeah,
it's yeah, definitely.
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's kind of the other issue too. Like there's all these. They're bringing up all these new people, but they don't even have the size on the roster for all these people. They don't have. I mean, they have plenty of time as long as Raw is, but just it's not going to amount to anything. Because Here for the Humor said also, I know maybe 5 people on this list, and one of them is
Dana Brooke, who was a 24/7 champion, might I add.
Yes, the New Day is still a thing.
And I remember
we've
back,
been waiting for that breakup forever, but I think
remember back,
the Big
like
E
I
injury
think,
probably hurt that too.
yeah,
Sure.
Big E's still. I don't know when Big E's coming back. He should be coming back pretty soon. But like I remember, the last draft that they did, like they split up the New Day, and then people were so mad about that, and so they're keeping the whole New Day together and stuff.
Well, they split them up, and then they didn't really split them up. They just split them from
Different shows.
Different shows. Biggie kind of went. I think Biggie was the one that got split. He kind of went on his own little singles run. Then he ended up getting hurt, and then kind of like you said, like that, like. I think they're going to end up putting them back together and then actually breaking them up. I guess. I mean, and unless Big E doesn't come back, which you
but who would do the heel turn? Would it be Big E?
I mean,
Or
I think Big E makes the most sense. Like I like Xavier Woods, and I mean,
I wouldn't mind Kofi turning heel.
I don't see Kofi being a heel. I can't see it.
But yeah, let's run through this list. So we got Akira Tozawa, Alpha Academy, which I thought that they were going to be breaking up like Alpha Academy, maybe sending like Otis to Raw, and then maybe sending Chad Gable to SmackDown, maybe doing like going for like a Intercontinental type of title, because Chad Gable, he's pretty good in the ring, and apparently I heard that Jason Jordan might be coming back to WWE.
Oh wow.
I've been hearing rumors about that. Like I was doing stream of Raw last night, and someone was talking about Jason Jordan, so that would be interesting. I feel like they were going to be splitting up Alpha Academy, and then we got Apollo Crews going back up to the main roster. He's been down in NXT for a little bit. I feel like he's kind of rejuvenated himself a little bit, so I think that's a smart choice.
Anyway.
Becky Lynch doesn't really surprise me. I mean, Charlotte, ended up on SmackDown stuff. Kind of want to keep them two separate. Braun Strowman and Ricochet, a completely random team, but I've been enjoying it. Bronson Reed, I'm fine with that one. Candice LeRae, it's fine. The biggest thing that Raw was having an issue with was like having like top like main eventers, but I feel like they kind of fixed that a little bit because they got Cody Rhodes. They got Seth Rollins. Who else we got here? We got Nakamura here, which is pretty cool.
Well, they already had Cody, right?
They already had Cody. Yeah, true. And they got Drew McIntyre back on Raw, which I feel like he's going to be doing a heel turn eventually. I wouldn't mind seeing a heel McIntyre again. And apparently, he's been asking for his release. Who knows if he's going to be re-signing with WWE or he might go elsewhere after his contract ends. We got Gunther over here. We got Imperium over here. What else we got? We got the Judgment Day. They kind of, went separate from like, we got Dominic on Raw and Ray ended up on SmackDown. And like you said, there's a lot of NXT call-ups like Indy Hartwell, the NXT Women's Champion. She ended up on Raw, which I don't know. I didn't watch NXT tonight, but I don't know if Indy Hartwell is still NXT champion at this point. Because, like I said, these rosters.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So I was reading Here for the Humor's comment. He said, "What kind of WTF kind of name is Indus?" But I don't. I thought they just called him
Indus here,
whatever.
Indus here. That's
Oh,
a tag team. It's not a person. It's a tag
oh,
team.
okay. Yeah, that's confusing.
Yeah, in the sheer.
Okay. I see.
Of course, we got Mini Finney on here. You know, Mini Finney. He's gonna end up joining the Judgment Day. I put him in the Judgment Day. I feel like the Raw women's division kind of got a little weaker. Cause like, I mean, we got Rhea Ripley here. I mean, who else is on here? I mean, Becky. I mean, I see Emma's on here, but are they going to do really anything with Emma? And it's cool that we got Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. I mean, that's cool they're here. We got Trish Stratus, you know. I thought they were going to make her like a free agent.
I'm surprised she was even in the draft. I thought
Yeah,
she'd
me
be gone by
too.
now.
We got Zoe Starks. I like Tegan Knox. I'm Natalia. I mean, she's not going to really do much. I feel like this Raw Women's division kind of got a little weaker. But let's go ahead and look at the SmackDown roster. Let's compare.
SmackDown.
Let me get back
The
to it.
SmackDown roster. I don't know. Draft is just
So the SmackDown roster. So we got the NXT Women's Champions, Tag Team Women's Champions, Alba
is
Fire,
Roman
and
Reigns and
Isla
Solo
Dawn.
Sikoa a tag team or something? I mean, I know they're a group, but
Wait, where does the show Roman?
Real quick, it's near the bottom. I know you were going through it, but this roster looks far smaller than Raw too. But yeah, Trish Stratus is back, and she turned heel, and that's about all I know. I don't not sure. I mean,
Yeah, she's kind of doing this feud with Becky Lynch right now because they were tag team champions at one point, and then they lost the titles to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez or Gonzalez.
And Lita was back too, by the way, because I'm sure
Lita was back, but yeah, she's not back full time right now. But yeah, the roster here, we got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. We got Asuka. She went over to SmackDown. I thought that was cool. Austin Theory's over here, the U.S. champion, which I had a feeling that they were going to be swap-a-rooing, you know, having the U.S. champion go to SmackDown, which I kind of like the U.S. championship being on SmackDown and, you know, kind of having the IC title on Raw.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Bianca Belair, like I said, she's taking that Raw Women's Championship to SmackDown. We got Bobby Lashley. Cameron Grimes is going straight to the moon. He made it to the main roster. Charlotte Flair, you know, of course.
Finally.
You know, she's going to be hitting 16 eventually, the 16 World Championships. Damage Control, which I have a feeling they're going to be ended up eventually splitting because I feel like because last time on Raw, it was Bianca Belair. She was like saying, "Oh, Io Sky is like the best person outside of the best person in Damage Control." So I feel like they're gonna.
That's not true. Dakota Kai is obviously the best person.
Dakota Kai
in that tag team.
I agree. I agree with you, DJ. I agree with you there.
I mean, you know, that whole group. You know, Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Sexy Karen. I call her Sexy Karen. Big booty Karen. We get. You know what I call Gigi Dolan? I call her Cheeks Dolan.
We know that one.
Hey, you know that one. No? We got Edge, which apparently there's rumors about Edge doing his retiring later on this summer. Like in Toronto, there's a SmackDown going to Toronto this summer, so who knows? But I don't know who he would face in his like retirement match. And apparently there are rumors of Edge going to AEW, but I don't feel like he wants to end his career in AEW. Like apparently there's like sources saying that he wants to have one more run with Christian as tag team champions.
And then of course you got Grayson Waller. He's from NXT. He's pretty good. Hit Row, which here for the Humor was asking about. How did you describe Hit Row? They're kind of like a rap group.
Yeah, kind of rap group. I mean,
I feel like they're a rap group, but they're not as good as they were when Shane Strickland Swerve Scott, was there. He just like gave them kind of that it factor that they needed, and they don't necessarily have. I haven't necessarily watched enough to even say that with validity, but yeah.
Who else we got? We got Karen Cross and Scarlett. We got LA Knight.
Speaking of
LA Knight, which I have a feeling he's gonna be world champion to come, like in the next year, next year or so. Lacey Evans, LWO,
Speaking of,
which is
yes, the LWO, what is it, Latin World Order
yeah,
from
yeah.
WCW?
We got Pretty
Which,
Deadly
I mean,
from
wait a minute, who's in that? I know it's
so it's Santos Escobar. I can't remember what his tag team partner's names are because they changed their names. I think Joaquin Wild.
DJZ.
DJZ from if you
I
watch
can't remember who the other guy is, what his previous name was, but
Joaquin Wild and what the heck's his name? His name is Blade My Mind. That's how much. That's how much like these guys remember. That's how much
a
I
lot of
remember of
potential.
these
And I
guys.
think Zelina Vega's been in and out, right?
Yeah, Zelina Vega. Yeah,
And
she's
then
in
Rey
the
Mysterio's
LWO.
been kind of in there a little bit too.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio. Yeah, he ended up going to SmackDown. Yep. We got Pretty Deadly. You know, they're from NXT. Kit Wilson and Elton Prince. Pretty Deadly. They're a pretty good tag team. They seem like they're kind of like flamboyant. Kind of like yes boys. Like or like I don't even know how to describe them. Like they kind of seem like they have like a girly like like this. I don't know, Michael's type of esque character. I guess that's the best way to describe them.
For the record, they already sold. They merged with UFC.
Endeavor.
And
Yeah.
I mean, and then Endeavor decided that they wanted to let Vince take back over creative again. So now that's why it's the struggle bus.
We got Rick Boogs. He went to SmackDown, which I wonder when. What's his face? Was he in a tag team with someone? Rick Boogs. Oh yeah, and him and Nakamura. Yeah. Yeah, and then he tore his. Did he tear his quad at WrestleMania?
He did something.
38.
He hurt something. I can't remember, but yeah.
We got Shitzy Blackfart. I'm just kidding. Shotzi. We got Shotzi on here. We got Tamina, which
Tamina has done literally. I don't know why they didn't put her in the bloodline either. It would have been a perfect time to actually build her up or something. She's just been collecting a check and losing matches. That's about what Tamina does.
I don't know why they didn't end up putting like Naomi. Like when I wish she would have ended up staying with WWE.
They could have made a tag team out of them.
Yeah, they could
have. Vince is not coherent at all these days.
No, he's not. he's definitely not.
That's why we want him out of creative yesterday.
We got the Brawling Brutes. Sheamus. Is it Sheamus? No, sorry. Yeah, Sheamus on here.
Yeah, Sheamus, Rich Holland, and
Rich Holland and
Pete Dunne or Butch, whatever they
Butch. Apparently, I heard they're going back to Pete Dunne, which
I've
be
heard
amazing.
that for a year now, so I don't know.
And then we got the OC, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and AJ Styles. He went to SmackDown. So I like that. He's going back to the place where that
where he ran the place. Where he was the face that ran the place.
Exactly. We got the Street Profits, which I felt like they were going to be splitting up the Street Profits. Maybe having, Montez Ford go to Raw and then having Angelo Dawkins go to SmackDown. Maybe seeing them have single runs.
Yeah, and we
knew who would have been the big star out of this group. Angelo Dawkins, the man with the two headbands. Facts. He would have been stirring it up. He would have been beating Roman Reigns. That's the key. He's gonna beat Roman Reigns. And of course we got the Usos up. So I don't know why they're not with like why they're not called the Bloodline. It's weird. So it seems like the split up's happening even more. But yeah, that's SmackDown. I feel like the rosters are pretty even. I mean, there's like SmackDown has the better women's division, in my opinion. I like the women's division over here better. But Raw has definitely improved with the main event picture.
Yeah, I feel like it's even. It's just going to depend on the booking, which has been spotty at worst for a while.
True.
And
and then
like he said, like I mean, I've always felt like Vince might just
pass away at Gorilla. I went back and watched that CM Punk pipe bomb. I went back and watched that. And like all the stuff he told was true. That Punk was
I mean, pretty Deadly's a tag team name, which I mean, I think it's good for a tag team name. Now, if it was an individual, I'd probably give it to you, but um,
and then we also have our free agents. I'll show those really quick. So our free agents,
so
we
they're
got.
just gonna let them jump from show to show, I guess.
I don't even know how this is gonna work. Like they're gonna
How
pick
is
which
Von
of
Wagner a free agent? How is
he didn't get drafted.
Zion Quinn? What?
Yeah, Zion.
Well, that's silly.
Zion Quinn, Von
I
Wagner,
understand, bro, because
no personality.
I mean, they just let him do whatever anyway. Dolph
Sean
is
Benjamin
weird.
and Cedric.
Is Dolph gonna do like a "it should have been May" type thing again?
It should have been May. Oh, Moxie's the free agent. Like I told on the predictions. Mustafa Ali, apparently he's going back down to not SmackDown. He's going to NXT.
Mm.
Ziggler, I don't know. Brock, the only one that makes sense is Brock. But Baron Corbin, I don't know. I feel like there might be a face turn happening with Baron Corbin. He's not called Happy Corbin, as you can see right here.
Yeah, free agents means they'll appear on any show.
That's basically what that means.
I guess until they're signed to a real show. Like in the past, they've done like free agents. I remember at one point, what the heck was that group called? Retribution. I remember they were like free agents, but they like tried to take over the show and it was bad and it just didn't work.
And then they did the kind of same thing with Heath Slater.
Yeah, that's right. And they made him like earn his contract. I mean, and that turned out to be a good storyline.
And then he ended up winning the tag team titles with Rhino.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, Shelton Benjamin, I think is still really. I think he's always had a lot of potential. But any final thoughts, Justin, before we leave the good people? The good old draft. Gotta love it, right?
Gotta love the good old draft. I mean, we're gonna have this for a few months, and then ratings are gonna dip. Okay, we have to get rid of the draft again. It's just a constant. Them Tony Khan announcements, those are huge. When I see Tony Khan's do an announcement, I don't even look forward to what the announcement is.
Real quick, here for the humor while you're here. You should find a way to watch AEW and let us know what you think of it, because you might like it a little better than what WWE's doing right now.
I love what AEW.
It's not perfect,
storyline wise,
gets the job done. Yeah.
So storyline wise, with like AEW, they don't have a whole lot of storylines, but they put on banger matches.
Mm-hmm.
They put on banger matches, and
I mean, it depends for me. Like I'll watch AEW, but I find myself skipping around too sometimes if I don't feel like watching.
But if you've never been to an AEW show, I definitely recommend trying to get to an AEW show. Before if they go under someday, go like, hey, I went to an AEW show.
What's going to cause them to go under?
Actually, I don't know.
Lack of money?
No. And then they're all AEW. They're going to the UK this later on this summer for All In.
They're about to sell 60,000, at least 60,000 people in Wembley. I think Wembley Stadium. Okay. But yeah,
and then they're doing another Forbidden Door
fiasco was a fiasco, but I would all backstage BS ego aside, I would watch. I mean, I would just check it out and see what you think.
See, they should have made that into a storyline, because that would have made AEW so much money. Like Punk and Omega. I mean, take my money. Take my money. Watching it on a pay-per-view. Take my $50 right now.
Yeah,
my $50.
But anyway, I definitely hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you haven't already, subscribe to McJuggernuggets 097 over there, the Juggernaut 097 on YouTube. For those of you listening, let me quit playing around. But and also the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, Heart Us, Favorite Us, whatever you got to do. We on all the major podcasting platforms. Justin will be there soon. One of these days, he'll be there.
I need to put my podcast on my. I need to eventually put it on Apple and Spotify.
But
Apple,
anyway,
Ankle.
We ain't gonna keep you guys for too much longer. Definitely hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll be back hopefully next week with another show. Appreciate Here for the Humor for coming by. Also, way back when, Tino's Time for coming by too. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next one. This has been the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, and I mean always, an instant classic. And yes, it was fun here for the humor. Come back next time.